From the director who brought us Van Wilder and Wild Hogs comes Clifford the Big Red Dog live action movie. Is Clifford something that you watched as a child, or do you watch with your kids? Was it in your household? It definitely was for me. Is the film any good? Let's find out. So Clifford the Big Red Dog obviously is adapted from the books, also the anime series. In my household, there are a number of things that my kids used to watch on repeat. Some dads, it's Frozen. For me, it was the Pixar movie Cars and Garfield and Dora. So there are a number of things that I was inflicted upon that I might have enjoyed the first few times, but after the 20th times of your kids going, again, like Teletubbies, oh. This was a film that I went into with a little bit of fear, a little bit of excitement and trepidation because I wondered what sort of train wreck this film was going to be. And surprisingly, it isn't the train wreck that a lot of critics are claiming. Although I don't know why a critic would go into this film with the massive critic cap on and going, is this the art house Oscar-winning movie that I think it could be? Like, if you go in with that sort of brain, you're deluding yourself. It's a film about a giant red dog. The giant red dog gets giant because of the love from a little girl. And there's this pharmaceutical company that's after it to try and figure out what made the dog big so they can make money off it. And in amongst that, we have Jack Whitehall with an American accent for some reason, and you mix that in with a few other friendly faces that you'll recognize, and you have silly jokes. If you think back to the quirkiness and the weirdness and the nightmarishness, I'm not sure that's a word from Garfield live action films, then you're getting around in the kind of the same zone. This director also directed one of the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies, so it's the CG. He knows how to direct CG, so I think when it comes to the action set pieces, does a very good job. Was the CG great all the time? No, definitely not. There's this one sequence where the girl is on top of Clifford, and I'm just like, oh, how did that get past? That's terrible. She moves, particularly the girl, not even Clifford, the girl on top, that obviously wasn't real. She moves like she isn't real, like not even a mannequin, just stiff, like a mixture between like a ragdoll and stiff mannequin. Which I thought was funny because there's a lot of the time where I'm going, yeah, Clifford looks real, but you also know he's not. It's red giant dog. And that was the thing that I went into this film going, yeah, why make it live animation? You could have taken your budget and put it into an animated film, given it a really good story with great voice actors, good score, that sort of thing. Still gone for the cheese, but you could have worked on that nostalgia from the animated series and just gone feature film. Instead, they wanted to do what everything seems to be doing and making it live action. I didn't hate it though. I thought some of the jokes landed, even though my brain the whole time was listening to Jack Whitehall going, why American? Why? I didn't think his accent was terrible, but my brain just couldn't differentiate. Wait, that's, yeah, he should be British. And there's a moment where he makes fun of what he could have been because of a storyline MacGuffin. And I thought, yeah, that sounds much better. But having him in the film, I think, does add a sense of comedy slapstickness that he's very good at doing. And I think young kids will appreciate it. It's definitely a family-orientated film for families to go into this. Young kids seeing their, a live-action version of this maybe might terrify some, but I think for most will enjoy it as a film that you can just let wash over you. Parents will definitely do that. There were a couple of sniggers. One moment where I laughed because I thought the joke really landed, and I thought adults will particularly appreciate it. But what you're going into this film for really is nostalgic fun if you grew up with it in your household, or to watch it with your kids, young ones. And I think that's the demographic. No one else is really going to go into this expecting this to be Oscar worthy or this year's, big blockbuster Dune version, Clifford versus Dune. It's nothing like that. It's just an enjoyable family film. If I had my proper critic brain on, I would probably rate this like 2 out of 5. And I understand why. You could pull it apart if you wanted to. Yesterday I was doing a Red Notice review and I gave that 2.5. So me thinking that giving Clifford, or it's making it sound like it is better then that is ridiculous. But at the same time, they're totally different genres. But I thought particularly the lead, the young girl that receives Clifford, I thought was great. You have John Cleese in there. How can you not love this film just for the mere presence of John Cleese? Gets an 1 star out of 5. He himself brings star power because he has presence. Just brings a smile to my face whenever John Cleese is on screen. So yeah, this was better than I thought, maybe because my expectations were like, oh, this is going to be a train wreck. It isn't. It's okay. I'm going to give this 3 out of 5 because there's nostalgic fun to have there. 3 Nicolas Cages out of 5. The CG isn't terrible, but it isn't great. The story is fun and it does what you expect it to do. Did you enjoy it? Have you seen it? What was your expectations of this? And what do you think about the critics some critics just decimating, making it like one of the worst films of the year? Yeah, I could see that, but there's no need to go into a film like this and kind of break it apart. You know what it is. Let me know your thoughts below. Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.